Hey guys, Cascadia Palms here for a very quick upper deck update. And that's my dog outside the door that's whining. He's sad I'm in here with the door closed. So I'll make this quick so I can go out and see him in a little bit. But my point is, this is about plus 2 days since the seeds arrival and that mystery care package that was amazing. And so that was all the excitement, and I kind of forgot about the palms up here for a little bit. I came up to water them, of course, but I didn't give them a ton of attention. And while that happened, they just exploded in growth. This has been crazy how much these have just exploded in the past week or so, especially the robustas that I repotted into these bio containers. And one thing that I did was I just tried to not disrupt the roots. And the video I showed you where I was transporting them from the mother load here, you just kind of grab the clump where they are and you put them in the bio container and not disrupt the roots. So in a sense, they're just sort of joining the dirt that happens to be in the bio container already. So I think the ones that I did that with better are doing very well. And the ones that I kind of were dangling a little bit, the roots kind of got a little bit squirrely, they're doing okay. Some didn't make it, but for the most part, it was a pretty good batch. This guy right here is going nuts. He was the filibusta ringer I mentioned in my video, I think a couple videos ago, and he continues to just take off. Remember this guy right, where was he? Where did I put him? As you can see, there's a little bit of white mold on the containers. That's not terrible. That actually is not a bad type of mold. It helps break down the organic material, but just kind of watch it and make sure it doesn't completely overwhelm the batches here. But I'm looking for a specific filibusta that, oh gosh, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it. But it was the, no. No, I named it. It was basically the filibusta that was the only survivor from that first batch that I had in the very beginning of my videos. All of them did not, here we go, right here. It was the filibusta test batch. This was the only survivor right there of that. I think I had 20, and I tried the different temperature of the room and it blah, 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 didn't work out. Because again, I'm here to test conditions. I'm here to just see what these palms can grow in, even at this young stage of their journey. And yeah, this was the test batch in the beginning, and this was the only sole survivor right there. And he's looking pretty good, in my opinion. So anywho, moving over to the Trachycarpus Nova seeds, I did go ahead and put them in the baggie. I just didn't like the black mold that was growing on their containers. The bad kind of mold, of course, was eating the container, and I just didn't like that direction of that. So anyway, they are in here somewhere. I made sure the soil surface covered them. But yeah, they're ready to probably get going here in the next few weeks, but who knows? It really just depends on the seed condition. These guys germinated pretty quickly, in my opinion, so I don't expect the Novas to go as quickly as that, but we'll see. And also, I did take those several containers that you may have seen and just put them in a baggie. There are probably about 30 Trachycarpus fortunae seeds in there, so that's just more like a test batch. I threw them in there, whatever. Of course, these are the seeds that we got from palmseedlings.com. I'm going to be doing those here soon. And of course, the eggshell experiment. Not much from that, actually. It's, again, kind of taking its time. But anywho, that is really it. I just want to give you a quick update. But really, the theme here was explosive growth, especially in the last week. These have really been taking off to where I may need to start thinking about moving some of these really tall ones to a different part of the palmery where they won't hit the lights here soon. So that may be a problem here the next few weeks, but for now, I'm just enjoying the stage that they are all in. Okay, so real quickly, I want to go over the tips that made these robustas go crazy. And these are mainly all robustas over here in the corner. And I mentioned that a couple of them I didn't really transplant very well. But the ones that are just taking off, a few things. Number one is, when I did transplant them, I didn't disturb the roots. The roots were basically untouched, and I just placed them in the container, and they, as if they weren't even being moved in the first place. So not disturbing them too much is very key. Number two is adequate moisture at the surface. I don't go deep down. I don't like put a cup of water and let it sink all the way to the middle or the bottom. I just don't. I know that the roots extend themselves because they're looking for more water. So it's not a terrible thing to have the middle to lower part of the container to be dry, because those roots are actually out to find more water, which will, again, in the end, extend the root system. And as long as you're giving them more or adequate water at the surface, like I do, then they're getting their moisture to survive. So it's not a terrible thing. But I don't, and also, if you drench the container with water, it's not drying out because the roots aren't absorbing it because they aren't that deep. And also the room may not be warm enough or hot enough, being that you have just grow lights, not the natural sun, that can dry out the container. So it may lead to some mold or some very non-robust soil. And number three is fertilizer. I did put some fertilizer in this soil, and that does help. I didn't put a ton of it because you don't want to shock the roots with this very strong nitrogen-based substance, but I did put enough to where it can benefit from it. So again, simple tips just to make sure that the new saplings will take off and not have any roadblocks to their palm journey.